Whew. All right, guys, welcome back to kenhicksjr, the Odyssey. This show is brought to you by wildandthunder.com. Socks, shampoo, deodorant, probably some other stuff. 2025 calendar. This is my company. Everything about this is me. So if you want to support me and what I do, please buy some of my products at wildandthunder.com. They're legit. The alpaca socks, they should be getting them in like in a week or two, but you can pre-order them now. So I'm pretty excited about those because I've been using alpaca socks for like 8 years, and I finally reached out to the customer. And oh my God, I get so excited over things sometimes. So I reached out to the manufacturer. I said, hey, I want to have my own socks. And he said, sure, no problem. So we have a few, the athletic and an outdoor sock coming in. And then I have a really good product development for hunting sock. You know, it's something I've always wanted to do. Anyway, today's video, this is going to be about elk hunting and hunting in general, shooting guns, but this is about a video about, hunting and the outdoors and like shooting stuff. So mainly animals. So anyway, so what you want to do. So if I've been hunting since I was 12, like pretty much all my life, everything shooting bows since I was 8. I can't say I'm like, oh, this top-notch shooter. There's a lot of guys out there. If you're into archery like I am, I think John Dudley's probably the best guy out there. He has a lot of how-to videos, tutorial. Some of the stuff is just like way over your head. You're never going to need, but the basics are there. And if I was doing things like back in the day, we didn't have coaches. We didn't have YouTube. So everyone now, I mean, everything's spoon-fed to you. So there's no excuses really. But I would say if I was doing it right now, and if I had a shoestring budget, I would go to Facebook Marketplace, or I would go to a bow shop itself, and I would pick up a bow there. And that would be like a $200 bow. I mean, I wouldn't get any higher. I mean, I'd get rock bottom until you get everything going. You know, as far as like you're like one season in with it, you're comfortable shooting, you're shooting every day. This is something you enjoy and you'd like to go and continue this, because archery shooting, 3Ds, targets, it can be expensive. I think I have maybe 2,200 up in my Matthews bow. It's like a VX3 or something like that. So it's a lot of money, but I've been doing it my whole life, and this is something I do. So what I would do really is before you even go to the shop, because some of these guys probably don't even know. Some of these guys at the shops can be pretty pricks, really. But a lot of them are very helpful. So you got to have some basics down. So the one thing, like on the thumbnail, is figuring out your dominant eye. And that's real quick, guys. Putting your hands up here, and you're looking at an object over here. So if I'm in this little triangle, I'm looking through an object. I'm looking through the camera of my video thing here. And if I close my left eye, and all of a sudden everything shifts. And if I close my right eye, nothing shifts. That means I'm left eye dominant. Makes sense, because this eye is the dominant eye controlling this. And the reason why this is so important for guys like me, I was shooting right-handed till I was like 15 or 16. And then someone said, looks like you're left eye dominant. And my dad's like, oh, what's that? You know, so then we went down to the rabbit hole, and I switched over to left-handed shooting archery. And pretty much I'm right-handed. So I shoot my bows left-handed, rifles left-handed, shotguns will be right. I say left-handed, but archery and rifles are left-handed, shotguns are right-handed, pistols right-handed, and it's just because I'm just so used to being right-handed. But when I need that like pretty much rifle shot, everything has to be like fine-tuned into everything. It's I'm going left eye dominant, left hand shooting. My rifles, they're all right-handed rifles. I bought them years ago. Actually, my dad bought them for me when I just started hunting. So I had them for I'm in my mid-40s, so I had them for like a long time. Okay, like 30 years or so. And I'm not really that big into rifle hunting. I'll hunt, but it's like one shot, one kill type thing, to where it's like, this is, it's not worth buying a new rifle for this. So, but archery, it's something I do all the time. I shoot a lot, and anyway, that's how you got to figure out what eye's dominant. Again, put your hands up like this, make a little triangle, go on an object. And if I close my right eye, nothing moves. If I close my left eye, everything in the world moves. That means I'm left eye dominant. A majority of you are going to be right eye dominant, to where you put your triangle up here, and if you close your right eye, the world moves, and that's pretty much saying, hey, this is my left eye, or my whatever eye's dominance and control. And then I would really look for a bow, and I would even go to the bow shop and just talk to the guys and say, hey, I'm just starting out. I just want, because they'll have used bows up there, and sometimes a guy will put a bow on there on the rack and say, hey, I'm trying to sell this for $400. The bow shop will try to get $100 off of that sale, and the guy may only want $300 for this bow, or like he'll probably go to $250. So that's what kind of sucks about going to the bow rack, or especially if you're on a budget. But if you can get a guy like on Facebook Marketplace, or like you're a local shop or something, he's looking to like trade something in, man, I would really touch base with him, and I would actually go to that shop and try to get set up at that shop. I mean, a lot of those guys, they don't like it too much because they'll charge a fee to set it up, but then it's a lot to it, but they're there to make money too. Or if you buy one off them, they set it up for free. If you buy a brand new one from them, maybe using, I don't know, it's like a lifetime setup thing. Not a lifetime, but if you come back in a couple of weeks, they'll help you set it up. They'll help you with everything. So, and as far as like poundage, I mean, it depends on your age. Mine's like 75. I have it up the whole way. I don't really need to shoot. Like if I was shooting 3D, it'd be like 60 pounds or something. But mine's set up for hunting, and that's all I really use it for. So I put on 75. It's actually more than I need, but for elks hunting, it's really for elk hunting is how my arrow and everything's set up. That's going to the weeds right there. But guys, if you're looking to get into like archery hunting, the first thing you got to know is your dominant eye. And then once you get the dominant eye, then you can go like to the archer shop and like start talking to people and seeing what they got. And you'll be surprised, because sometimes guys will just want to kind of get rid of I hate to say just get rid of it, but it's like they'll just give you a deal because I had a Z7 Extreme. I love the bow, but I'm looking to get a new one. I had this Z7 Extreme for like 10 years, and I go on Facebook Marketplace. It's like $400 or $500, but I'm like, I care less. Me personally, I didn't really need the money for this new bow. And so the big thing for me was I wanted to give someone that wanted to get into archery a deal, and it was a good bow. So I sold it for $200, and I hope the gentleman's still using it, because the big thing is I wanted someone to use it. I wanted to use it for it's already 10 years old, but the thing's shot phenomenal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But the big thing for me was I just wanted someone to use it. And this is a new guy getting into archery, and so I think he likes it, but I haven't talked to him. And then once you're at the shop and you get set up with the bow, if you save money on the bow, I would even ask them about a coach. Do they have a local guy at the shop that's a coach, and he can help you coach? Because from here to here with a coach, I mean, it's going to be hands down the best thing you ever done in your life, to getting a coach. I mean, when I go golfing, I get a coach. So if you could try to finagle a deal on a used bow or even a new one, saying, hey, maybe a couple sessions on it with a coach, maybe they'll help you with that too. Another places in Clemson, I don't know what they charge, but the it's like the Kiwi Archery Club or something like that. They'll actually have classes where you sit down and you can go as a group. But there's nothing, I mean, and I'm sure they're going to have guys there that are going to be one-on-one too. But when you get one-on-one, like you can physically touch them. I know John Dudley does all this stuff like online, and he does like private sessions. But when you do one-on-one and someone's telling you what you're doing wrong, your back's going whatever, your elbows raised up too high, it's too back, it's not in line. When you can get that type of critique, dude, you're going to do well. And once you start doing well, that's when things get fun. Like when you're shooting distance, like maybe 50 yards, and you're just like holding them in a pie plate. I know you got guys like Cam Haynes out there that's he just sinks them right in there right after another. And that's impressive, guys. I mean, that's like the Michael Jordan of basketball. I mean, it's hard to sink them in even 40 yards, it can be pretty difficult. I mean, I practice every day. Well, not every day, but close to it. And it's difficult for me to keep him in a pie plate around 40 yards. I mean, there's 3 arrows I can sink them all in it's like a 10 and 12 ring, but I can do well. But it takes practice, and it just takes hard work. But you have to have your bow set up properly, and get some coaching on it, because you're going to save just light years on that end right there. And then when you get into hunting, it's a completely different ballgame on its own. It's its own animal because you're literally dealing with an animal that like moves. And after you've been hunting enough, you can kind of like understand what this animal's going to do. I mean, they all, it's like sometimes they just appear out of the dirt and it's like, where did it come from? But that's another can of worms too, guys, about hunting. But the biggest thing is just getting your bow, practicing. And now's the time because the season's right around the corner. I think South Carolina comes in like in a month, elk season, the 1st of September. But again, guys, I'm going to keep rambling about this. The big thing for setting up a bow, you don't need top of the line starting out. Just go get your dominant eye checked. Contact the local shop. Contact the local archery club or rod and gun club. Ask someone. Like Facebook groups are great because you're going to come across the guy like I was. It just pretty much, I didn't want to give my bow away because I wanted the guy to be respectful of it because I had it for so many years. We've been through a lot together. It's like pretty sentimental to me, but I wanted to give someone an opportunity to experience the things I've experienced in my life. And I think so. It's just, I'm going to do another video about like how to go find a place to hunt. I mean, I have the same struggles as you do. So it's very difficult. So my next video up is going to be like how to find a place to hunt.